Hi everyone, I'm Russ.
I'm Mark.
This is a spirited endeavor.
Priming the Pump edition.
That's right.
Okay, so tonight we're doing a series on American single malts.
Yeah.
Some really interesting ones tonight, and these are all from out west. Two on the coast out west, and one from Colorado. But this one is from Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this one sounds kind of special.
Yeah, it really does. So this is the Westland. Yep, Westland whiskey. This is peated,
which I'm really looking forward to.
I know, right? And it's not only peated, but it's also been aged in first used American oak, first fill used American oak.
So similar to what's required with Scotch, which I think is an interesting choice on their part.
Yeah, absolutely. Now this has been aged for at least 2 years. A Scotch would have to be 4.
Yeah. Yeah, given the climate and given the used oak, I'm expecting the oak influence is going to be pretty tame on this one.
But you know what? Seattle is, Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Probably a very similar climate scheme to Scotland.
That's my thinking.
But the whiskey, I mean, just look at how dark that is.
Yeah. No, it's like I said, I'm real curious about this one, especially the fact that it's peated.
Yes, for sure. All right, well, let's get into this one.
Yes. Oh, well, that's interesting. I would have thought that had a cork in there.
That had a screw top.
Well, that's convenient. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and it's actually a little lighter on the pour than it looked in the bottle.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Here, let me pop that back on.
That's right. Yeah, that is much lighter than I expected. But it is oily.
It is indeed. Now this is 46% ABV, so it's not, crazy high, in the ABV, but it's respectable. 46 is kind of a sweet spot.
Actually, it's kind of a typical ABV for a lot of scotches.
It really is. So you find a lot of them. You get the 40s, and the 43 is the next step, and then 46 is kind of a little magic number there.
Yep. Yeah, it is. It's a nice looking whiskey. It is a lot lighter than I expected.
Yeah, that is. I would call that like honey lemon.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Well, and again, 2 years in used oak. I guess from a color standpoint, you're not going to impart that much in that amount of time, at least at that climate.
Right.
Interesting.
Right. So peated. So let's see how smoky this is.
Oh, that's almost a little Ardbeggy.
It really kind of is.
It's turned down a lot compared to Ardbeg, but it's reminiscent of that.
Right. Now you get like a little perfumey note in there too. You get the little fruitiness. That's like a Scotch type fruitiness too. That's like maybe a touch citrus. Kind of apricot.
Yeah, it's not as punchy as Ardbeg, but the peat smoke that you get out of Scotch, there are different types. Like I think in the case of Lafroig, it tends to be a little bit more oceanside, more briny, whereas with Ardbeg, it tends to be more meaty, more barbecuey, that sort of thing. I think this leans in that direction. Definitely some differences though.
Yeah, for sure. Now the smoke on this, I mean, it's not right up in your face. It's kind of around the edges more than it is, center stage.
Agreed. It's certainly more subtle than
it's balanced with the other flavors.
Yeah. No,
so you're getting this the fruitiness, but you're also getting the pound cake.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It is very well balanced. Interesting. Oh, I'm dying of curiosity.
I know.
Cheers.
Oh man.
Well, that's yum.
All right, I'm gonna need a moment here.
That is all sorts of yum.
That is a lot like an Ardbeg.
It really is. It's an American Ardbeg. It's more rounded than a lot of the Ardbegs we've had. It's not as heavy-handed on the peat, although it's certainly there.
But you're getting that meatiness, that meaty smokiness, and it's not center stage.
There's such a nice sweetness with this one
There really is.
that counterbalances that very nicely. And then there's a nice little bit of zip at the back end too.
Yeah, and it's almost like a little lemon zest kind of
Yeah.
zip. Yeah, that's very much like an Isla.
Yeah, no, I dig that. I am thoroughly impressed. Now I will say on the palate, it's not quite as thick and oily as I expected, but it's by no means thin. The finish sticks around a little bit. I mean, you still get some of the lingering peat, and a little bit of that lemony kind of zesty thing sticks around too.
Yeah, it really does.
The sweetness seems to taper off pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's got there's like a little hard candy kind of in the middle of it, like a lemon drop. You know, I think it really kind of goes into that lemon zest. It's like a lemon
Right.
drop, and then it gets like zesty at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, as the sweetness tapers off, it goes from like lemon drop candy to lemon zest, I think.
Yeah, yeah, and I think the peat and the smoke and everything just kind of play into that too. It's really just a nice combination.
I'm surprised there's as much barrel impact at the tail end. Now, mid palate and all that, forget it. You're not getting really much anything from the barrel, but on the finish, the tail end of it, I seem to be getting more than I would have anticipated.
Yeah, there's like a, you know, as it's finishing, it just comes up and just, you know, gives you a little pop rock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I dig that.
Oh, I dig this
That's
too.
tasty.
This is really fantastic.
Yeah, I'm seriously impressed. I love the contrasting flavors in this one, and the fact that the peat isn't so heavy-handed, but it's definitely there and present. And like you said, very reminiscent of the Ardbeg.
Yeah, this is well done.
Yeah,
This is
That's
really
impressive.
well done. Now I saw a couple of others at the time, and I'm now encouraged to go pick them up. They have just a straight
Yeah.
up single malt, and they also had one that was finished in sherry.
I would be
And,
very curious.
yeah, so that's going to be worth checking out.
Yeah, I would definitely like to learn more about them, having had this one for sure. Well, what are you thinking?
Oh man, this is solid 4.
Yeah, I'm with
Yeah.
you on that. That is a 4 all day long.
No.
And depending upon my mood, I might even go so high as a 4.5. But
Yeah.
that's tasty.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, especially, you know, if you like, you know, Islas and, you know, that kind of thing, you're coming from like the cult of Ardbeg, you know, this might be a nice step for you.
Well, and that lemony nature keeps it a little brighter too,
Yes.
which is, you know, nice contrast to what you normally get out of an Ardbeg, I
Yeah,
think.
it is a bright and shiny whiskey, and I like that.
Yeah, me too. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. I hope you had a good time.
Yeah, we sure did. We'll catch you on the next one.
Take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Wow, that's impressive.
That was